When Alex Spanos of Stockton took over control of the San Diego Chargers, he told me if I can beat Al Davis, I can make it to the Super Bowl. Well, so far, he hasn't beaten Davis, but his Chargers will get another crack at the Raiders this Sunday. In the first of a two-part series, John Mellis has more on Spanos.
On game day, owner Alex Spanos of the San Diego Chargers can be seen boarding his private jet in Stockton and heading south. Spanos limits his travel with the team, attending all of the home games and road games on the West Coast only. On this occasion, Spanos was in Los Angeles and watched the Chargers lose to the Raiders on Monday Night Football. As you can see, Alex Spanos doesn't always like what he sees, but it is here where Spanos sits, high above the stadium in his private suite, watching and analyzing the Chargers. When Alex Spanos of Stockton bought controlling interest of the San Diego Chargers in August of last year, he said, becoming an NFL owner is like fulfilling a lifelong dream. But now, 1 year later, Alex Spanos wants more than just being an owner in the NFL. He wants to take an active role in guiding the San Diego Chargers to a Super Bowl championship. Through the first 4 games of this season, the Chargers had given up 120 points on defense, and they were 2-2. Defensive coordinator Tom Bass was then fired and replaced by this man, Dave Adolph. That's indication enough that Spanos won't settle for anything less than winning.
One thing, I'm an impatient man anyway, and I want a winner, and I want it today, and that's what my problem is. I just can't stand the thought of losing. I mean, I've been a winner, and I don't know of anything else that's more gratifying than winning. And when I bought the ball club, I told myself it's going to take me 3 years. But I think what I've tried to do in the last year is try to put it all in 1 year, and I know that's almost an impossibility.
Spanos is also the type of owner who has deep pockets, and he is willing to spend his money. He signed all of his draft picks this year, and there are 21 new players on the team, including 2 former USFL stars, Tim Spencer and Gary Anderson, who have added a great deal to the San Diego running game. One report said Spanos has spent $5 million on talent alone this year.
All I can say, it's far more than $5 million. They were wrong and say it's $5 million, but considerably more.
Tomorrow in Part 2, a report on the future of head coach Don Coryell and reaction from Alex Spanos on a recent magazine article. I'm John Mallows reporting for Channel 3 Sports.
Rumors are that head coach Don Coryell of the San Diego Chargers is under fire and may be let go if the team continues to lose. Owner Alex Spanos told us yesterday of his burning desire to win. Tonight in his final report, John Mallis talks to Spanos about Coryell in a recent magazine article.
This is a recent copy of Sports Illustrated magazine, and in it there is a paragraph about the San Diego Chargers owner. San Diego coaches are beginning to resent owner Alex Spanos and his meddlesome ways. One assistant coach who was not named said their jobs are week to week. And Spanos told one defensive coach how much he wanted to win and that he would not tolerate any mistakes. The reaction from the San Diego owner.
Any individual that is not sure of himself or is not certain of himself has a lot to worry about, doesn't he? So I only have to say it probably came from somebody that has a question about his position. If you're doing your job and you're doing it well, you shouldn't have a thing to worry about. The most important thing are the coaches. The coaches have to bring the talent out of these kids. Coaches have to motivate these kids. Without that, hey, I don't care how good of a ball club you have. It's still coaches.
How about Don Coryell? Have you given him the confidence?
Don has, absolutely. I've told the press, and I'll now tell you, Don hasn't got a thing to worry about.
Al Saunders, who coaches the wide receivers, says he doesn't fear for his job.
Mr. Spanos is a great owner, and he's working hard to get this organization to the point that he feels we can be competitive and play against any team in the league. And we all enjoy working for him in terms of, here's a guy that's committed. He's paid $72 million to own a team, and he wants some results, and we're working hard to give him those results, and we hope in the last half of the season we'll turn around a little better than we've had the first half.
Spanos sees the Chargers as an extension of his own personality. Hard-working, dedicated, but he wants that little extra that will make them winners. It also means family involvement, just like his own construction business. His son Dean recently moved to San Diego, and someday that team will be his to manage.
I go to all the away games. I go to all the NFL meetings, represent my father if he's not there, and I spend most of my time in the business part of the team, more than the football part at this point.
Expertise. Spanos' brother-in-law and vice president of his construction company was hired this year as a special assistant to Don Coryell.
That right now my capacity is merely to be a liaison between the coaching staff and Alex Spanos, the owner.
Fackless has 14 years of high school coaching experience, but the Chargers are faced with a quarterback who may be in the twilight of his career. Dan Faust, at the age of 34, is hampered by injuries and had knee surgery earlier this year, but Spanos has one goal in mind, the Super Bowl.
I'm building this ball club that we will be in San Diego in 1988.
I'm John Mallows reporting for Channel 3 Sports.
Good luck, Alex. Thank you, John.